I believe that servant leadership in the age of AI begins with remembering that technology does not transform institutions. It's actually people who do. It begins with listening, especially when people feel both an excitement about technology and definite concerns. And there are many people who are very concerned about the speed with which AI is developing and some of the potential negative ramifications of AI. So leading with empathy and humility, as I pointed out, is critical. Some people may be stressed. We need to listen. We need to pay attention. We need to take their concerns seriously and do our best to address them.
Dr. Ravi Pendse is the Vice President for IT and CIO at the University of Michigan, leading one of the world's most advanced university technology ecosystems. He's known for driving secure, large-scale AI and digital transformation with a strong focus on trust, cybersecurity, and responsible innovation.
In the first question, I've been asked to talk about the gaps between organizations talking about AI and actual deployment, and if there is such a gap. So I want to share the following observations. Frankly speaking, in my humble opinion, those who control your data will control your future. At Michigan, we recognized a long time ago that AI has become a foundational technology, just like the internet has been for more than 50 plus years. As I pointed out, in my opinion, the biggest gap in most organizations is between innovation and implementation. Many organizations are talking about AI, doing small POCs or proof of concepts, but implementing at scale is another story. They all need to lean in. Building AI and innovating with AI is actually absolutely exciting. That's what helps me wake up every morning. I love it. Deploying it responsibly at an institutional scale, at an organizational scale, is real work. Implementation requires secure infrastructure, privacy, governance, training, people coming together, and most importantly, trust. Trust is the real currency of AI adoption. I've always maintained something that my mother taught me when I was very, very young in India. I grew up in India and I absolutely love India. The Sanskrit phrase that I'm sure most Indians are familiar with goes something like this: Acharya Deva Bhava. Teacher is made in the image of God and should be respected as one would respect God. And she taught me to see a teacher in everyone I interact with. So on Michigan campus, our students are my teachers. My staff members are my teachers. My peers are my teachers. And that has helped me lead with humility, with gratitude, with transparency, with empathy. And when we think about the age of AI and is the servant leadership different in the age of AI, I believe that servant leadership in the age of AI begins with remembering that technology does not transform institutions. It's actually people who do. It begins with listening, especially when people feel both an excitement about technology and definite concerns. And there are many people who are very concerned about the speed with which AI is developing and some of the potential negative ramifications of AI. So leading with empathy and humility, as I pointed out, is critical. Some people may be stressed. We need to listen. We need to pay attention. We need to take their concerns seriously and do our best to address them. I take the attitude that I work for my team. All leadership. Servant leadership means ensuring AI strengthens humanity rather than diminishing it. So leadership in the age of AI is not about having all the answers. It is about empowering people to find the answers. As someone who was born in India, this means great deal to me, both professionally and frankly personally. Uh, when I think of India and I feel like it's about India Deva Bhava, powered by the innovative spirit of its young people, augmented by AI. It is incredibly meaningful to see India leading this global conversation because the future of AI absolutely must reflect the diversity of the world. India brings extraordinary strengths to this conversation: scale, talent, linguistic diversity, and a deep commitment to people and education. Michigan is proud to learn alongside great citizens of India as we collectively shape a responsible future for the AI. Candidly, the future of AI must not simply be built for the world, it must be built with the world. And India is a critical part of that world along with the United States of America. So these two countries coming together, magic will happen. Generative AI is going to be the most impactful technology of this century and, frankly, a force for positive disruption if used responsibly, ethically, and thoughtfully. Research and innovation is critical to the future of our world, but deploying innovations at scale across an organization requires a focus on privacy, security, accessibility, reliability, and most importantly, well defined governance. Establishing trust, like I called out before, is critical to institutional deployment. One must ensure that the system works for everyone, not just experts. At Michigan, we have learned that deploying AI responsibly requires deep collaborations between researchers, technologists, educators, institution leaders, and the community around Michigan. Innovation alone is not enough. Trust is the real infrastructure. Building trust again requires transparency, accountability, and human oversight. Human in the loop is a must, in my humble opinion. Candidly, I don't think I'm smart enough to point out what others are getting wrong, but can tell you from my own experience that to get things right, we must always focus on people and not on technology. This is a technology speaking, mind you. Focus on the people. Technology will take care of itself. Technology is a tool to enhance humanity. We need to think in terms of people centered AI. All of us must recognize that AI adoption is not primarily a technical challenge, it is a human challenge. AI literacy is critical, and continuous learning in the age of AI is a must. With continuous learning, we can all make the transformation, frankly, from AI, literates to maybe AI fluency and to AI expertise. So literacy, fluency, expertise can happen when we actually think in terms of that continuous learning. AI should expand access, not create new inequities. I believe that institutions must lead with values first, technology second. And I think if they do it that way, then they'll be getting it right. And we have tried and tested this methodology at Michigan, and I'm here to tell you that it actually works. Focus on the people, technology will take care of itself. I've said this before, I actually sleep very well at night as I have a great team who help keep us safe, including now in the age of AI. So kudos to my team. What is, however, concerning is the scale and speed at which AI can amplify threats. AI can accelerate phishing, for example. It can enable highly convincing impersonations. It can automate attacks in ways we have never seen before. Everyone has seen and heard about deepfakes. At the same time, AI can also strengthen defenses. The key is intentional design with security first mindset. We have to focus on privacy. And users must be educated in the age of AI. So that focus on training, going back to the concept of AI literacy, AI fluency, AI expertise is critical. Every new technological revolution expands both human capability and human vulnerability. AI is no different. I'm on record, public record, asking the people, asking myself a question, which is, what is your AIQ? Just like we talk about IQ and EQ, we should be thinking about what is our AIQ. AIQ for a person, organization, people, world, countries, states. What is your AIQ? And when I talk about AIQ, I'm not talking about rah-rah AI, let's just all use AI. It is also knowing when not to use AI. It is also knowing and understanding the potential negative impact of AI on human creativity and critical thinking. It is about knowing the potential negative impacts of AI on our environment, for example, and being aware of all of these situations, both using AI properly and knowing when not to use AI. That's what I define when I think about AIQ. So as you're thinking about your AIQ, it's not just about prompt engineering. It's not just about taking a few AI courses. It's about leading conversations in AI and becoming leaders in this space. And that happens through continuous learning. Uh, and when you talk about, in terms of skills for technologists and so on, it still remains deeply human. We do want our staff colleagues, our students, to think in terms of humility. We want them to be curious, critical thinking skills and creativity, ethics, empathy, they all matter. Empathy matters more now than ever before in the age of AI. And frankly, the most important skill now is not knowing the answer, it's about knowing how to ask the right question. But you might say, wait a minute, we have heard that before. Absolutely. So, personally, I think the skills that you gain from humanities education, and again, an engineer is saying this, are even more critical today in the age of AI than ever before. Wow. First of all, I don't think I'm qualified to be giving advice or asking questions of world leaders, but since the question is being asked, first of all, what I would tell them is, first of all, I would thank them for their leadership and encourage them to continue to lead the world with people first mindset. We need that today more than ever with everything that's going on in our world. I would suggest to them that AI is not just a technological shift, it is a societal transformation. It should be used to bring the world together, not tear us apart. The decision leaders will make today will shape education, economies, and opportunities for generations to come. We must absolutely invest in AI literacy. Again, back to what's your AIQ, so people can participate fully in the future. We don't want to leave anybody behind. AI should absolutely expand the human potential. That must remain our guiding principle, in my humble opinion. And AI will shape the future opportunity. Leaders have a responsibility, in my opinion, to ensure that future is inclusive, secure, private, and most importantly, human centered. I will again remind them to be thinking about the question, what is my AIQ? And be curious, be thoughtful, be responsible, learn how AI works, learn how to guide it, learn how to question it. Don't assume that just because AI is giving an answer, it is the right answer. And your technical skills do matter, but your values matter even more. Uh, that is the opportunity before you. The future of AI will be shaped not by those who use it most, but by those who guide it responsibly. That responsible use of AI that I talked about before. It really, really matters. frankly, you all recognize this. This is a fast-moving field. And it is important that we use the power of AI and internet, the two most foundational technologies, to keep us informed, which means variety of podcasts. I listen to Tools and Weapons by Brad Smith from Microsoft, and a variety of their podcasts as time allows. There are many great books, including one written by an amazing faculty colleague of mine here at Michigan. His name is Dr. Venkat Ramaswamy, and his book is called The Co-Intelligence Revolution. A very recent book, very powerful book. I would encourage you to look into it. Ethan Mollick from University of Pennsylvania has written a great book, again titled Co-Intelligence. You may want to look into that. And I know there are a variety of other books in pedagogical techniques and so on, and so many more podcasts that you know probably than I do. But the bottom line is the spirit of continuous learning. If we continue to learn, I think that's where it's a win-win for you, your organization, your country, your world. I have to tell you, often most of these predictions are generally not true, but this one I feel pretty good about. That by 2030, I think personalized AI tutors will be a standard part, frankly, of every student's educational experience. Jensen Huang talked about personal tutors back in February of 2025. I want all of you to know that Michigan deployed personal tutors on our campus in August of 2023. And along the way, we have refined it and we continue to make it better literally every semester, every week, based on the feedback that we get from the community. That community engagement, co-learning, learning from each other, and that continuous learning. We need to explore unbundling of the education as we think about what is possible in the age of AI. And finally, I'm wondering, is there going to be an AI-only university around the corner? Let's think about that for a minute. AI-only university. We have amazing scholars and faculty members I look up to in all parts of India at all great institutions. And I'm not sure I'm qualified to give them advice, but because it's asked, I want to emphasize, lead with your values. India has given us strong values, lead with them. Build AI system based on those values that are inclusive, secure, and most importantly, human-centered. Technology evolves very quickly. Values endure. Institutions that lead with values will lead the future of AI. Let that sink in. Institutions that lead with values will lead the future of AI. One of the areas where I feel AI is going to have the most significant impact is going to be in our health and healthcare overall. So our personal health and overall healthcare. I'm personally familiar about some of the AI tools that are being used to address Alzheimer's. And as I get older, I worry about it. AI tools and techniques I know are being used to fight some of the most lethal cancers right now. I'm also aware that machine learning and AI techniques are being used live during brain surgery to enable a successful surgery and hopefully a much better recovery prospects for the patient. And if you're wondering, these are pie in the sky, these are the things that are already happening at Michigan, where our AI ecosystem is being used by incredible, brilliant clinicians and doctors and surgeons in our Michigan medicine. And I often like people to think about the entire world to frankly look to Michigan in the age of AI and see what's happening in our hospital system, where our surgeons and our doctors are deploying the right technology, but with focus always on the human, the patient. And I could say a lot of things. It's just so amazing. But really thinking in terms of human-centered AI leadership. And finally, quoting a very wonderful Sanskrit phrase that I again learned from my mother, Anho Bhadraha Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. The noble thoughts can come from all corners of the world, and that's exactly what's happening in India right now with this summit. There are people all over the world converged on India, bringing amazing thoughts, collaborating with their colleagues in India and across the world, and for the betterment of humanity and for the betterment of the world.